perfect, chat. Here's our little supercell already. Little supercell trying to get its act together already, chat. Took us 12 years, but finally have something looks fairly interesting trying to blow up. Dude, it's like moving northwest. What? Is this storm going northwest? Sorry, I was messaging Ryan. Actually, that reminds me. Let's get Bluetooth under control here. We're set here. Get this set, get this set. Do we have a left split, chat? We've got a storm ongoing here, but it seems to be moving northwest. But I'm seeing a base down here on the south side, so on radar it looks like a right split, but is it just riding up the mountains with the enhanced lift? I have no idea what the heck this is doing. Yeah, it just shot northwest. Maybe the terrain lift was helping or something. I'm really hoping we don't have a just pure left moving storm right now. 1 second, guys. We're still getting everything situated here. The brightness is just a little too much. We do have storms forming southwest, so those are kind of backup plans. We have this little guy trying to form. It feels like, just like chasing Colorado, these storms have taken forever to get going. This has got to be a left split up here. How is the left split the only one surviving? It's a little annoying. But like, it looks like we've got a base here on the south, so I'm a little confused. Got a little lower in back there. In the gorgeous state of Montana. It's only my second time being in this state. But we're getting some weird stuff going down, chat. Down by Judith Gap. That storm is severe warned down there. I don't know why this is moving the way that it's moving. It's got to be just a left split that took over, which means we got to get to Harlowtown, which is a long way down south, guys. It's I guess it's got to be like an hour. I think we're gonna let this thing do its thing. I mean, I don't know what the heck it's doing. It seems like it's almost a left split. Just moving northwest. Left splits are definitely possible today. So I think we're gonna head down southwest. There is some better moisture funneling up. But I think we've got a second before tornado time. Temperature dew point spreads are fairly high. But I do think we will get a tornado or two today somewhere in the plains. But this road is just super slow. There's a bunch of road construction on it. Like, I think they're just redoing every bridge on the road, on this road at the same time. So, as we get west of Lewistown and get south, we should be okay. But, yeah, we're looking a little rough over here. So I think we're just gonna go ahead, pull the trigger, get south. Little SLC back there, scary looking cloud. Back behind the mountains there, I don't know what that is. I don't see much rotation or anything with it, just think it's a little lowering down there. So I think we just gotta go south. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to take a long way around here. It seems like our storms are struggling. Got to be a left split, so I think we got to go way down south, get around. It's going to be a minute. We're a little bit behind. I think north of Billings is probably going to be the key time for a tornado, but we're just going to go south here, chat. We're going to go west and then south. Sorry, we had to do a big adjustment here from the start. My setup was a little bit buggy starting up today, so I'm trying to get in the rhythm. I also didn't sleep too much last night, so how is everybody doing? Let me pull up chat now. Beautiful scenery. Yeah, Kansas is gorgeous. Hello, Narcy. How are you doing? Welcome back, Noodles. Hello, Claudia. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We are out here in Montana trying to see if something will do the job for us. It's definitely been a little bit complicated here. I don't know the terrain features super well, and those are going to be super important for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms today. So my lack of knowledge about the area is definitely going to be a concern. I've only had one chase in Montana previously, and that was in extreme eastern Montana near town of Sydney, and all the tornadoes happened, you know, on the all those storms happened on the North Dakota side of the border. So it seems like we got this left split that's kind of come through and hurt stuff, so we're just going to try and get through and around. There's been a ton of road construction on this road. I mean, I could consider going back down to Rygate, but I think the fastest way is just going to be to go south. I mean, both are going to take an hour 40 to get ahead. So what if we flip around, go back to Roundup? I just don't want to, I mean, we're going to be off this storm for forever. It's supposed to be through Harlowtown in an hour. If it stays north of the road, we're fine. But we are going to be struggling here, Chad. Probably should have just sat in Roundup a little longer and waited, but speed limits are slow and there's a ton of road construction, so it's just been really tough to get around here. I'm like, I mean, this thing might be trying to produce like a legitimate right mover, but I have no clue what this storm to the north is doing. Like, it's just been slowly drifting northwest throughout the day. And I'm not sure what we're supposed to get on. We can either do that severe warning storm down south with a 17-degree dew point spread. That's probably going to be our storm. It's just going to take us 6 years to get there. Yeah, I probably should have stayed in Roundup, but I saw these storms going up and I didn't want to miss it, you know, because it's tough to, there's just no roads here. There's a couple little mountainous areas every now and then, and you just can't get through. It's like, these are the Judith Mountains, so it's pretty rare for storms and chasers to be up in this part of Montana. So getting a pretty good lesson, I think, here today on how this terrain is going to impact everything. Yeah, I mean, it's... If the storm north of us becomes a right mover, we're going to want to get on it. But otherwise, and there's just no great way to get... Like, I would want to cut south right here. Like, go straight through where these mountains are to the south and get to Rygate. But we can't do that. So we either got to go east, jump off of everything, and then go south, or we can go west and try and get to everything and just cut through. I just wish there was a road that would take me straight south through these mountains, but there's nothing. I wonder though if I could skate around the north side if I really have to, but I think we're just gonna take this way. I don't know. I feel like honestly flipping around and going back east to Rygate might be better, but like, I just don't want to get on a 2-hour reposition. So we're already in a dilemma just starting today. Because if we were already in Lewistown, I would just full send, but this road is just pure construction. Now we are getting there. I think we're just going to trust that we can get through. We could probably punch the hail core of this. I don't expect super big storms today. I'm expecting mostly mini supercells, but just a little worried. Although I do think tornado time is going to be once the storm gets a little further east. I would rather spend time in close proximity to the storm, I guess. And trying to get off of it. But there's just road construction. Every single bridge is like, every single one of them is just terrible. So like it slows down to like 25 miles an hour. So like this one slows down to 35. I just wonder when this road construction is going to end, because according to my maps, like this is a 101 mile drive, and I know that the maximum speed limits out here are about 70. So my question is, where are the extra like 20 minutes coming from? And it's just got to be this road construction, and it just seems like it's not going to stop. We probably should have sat in Roundup and waited, and I'm still really considering diving back east. Now the one good thing that going east does is it does keep us on anything that tries to form on the mountains to the south. We're just forced to get off this storm so quickly, and you know, the construction here is just absolutely terrible. I don't know who made the jokes about Illinois. It's actually Montana. Because this road, we've been in like 4 different construction zones on this road. And I'm considering just flipping around and going east, chat. That way we can get to Rygate for sure. We'll be to the better ingredients. If something forms further east, we can get on that. Because I just don't want to be stuck behind the storm, so I think we're going to flip, unfortunately. There's just no good way to get through. Just no good way to do it. Because by time that storm, the road network here is rough. We've just got this one little mountain like due south of us, and it's like really messing with our day. There are some new showers and thunderstorms forming that way too, so I think I'm just gonna flip here, guys, when we can find an actual decent place to do that. So now we've got another hour-ish at least until we can see our storm, but I don't want to try and punch through the backside. I'm not feeling that. For whatever reason, it just doesn't sound like it's going to work. Or it doesn't seem like it's going to work to me. And of course now we're in an area where we can't turn around. So I am going to... Oh, I just missed a good spot. I got to keep my eyes open. There's one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip around here, guys, and just go back the way we came. And just hope that nothing happens in that 1 hour that we're repositioning. There already is a severe thunderstorm. So we do all that moisture. You can see with these lower clouds out east, that's where the better moisture is. Just gonna have to get out there, but there's so much road construction that's impeding me going east or going west that I just don't want to go around. Definitely an annoying start. Had we been in Roundup, we'd be fine, but these storms out here just have struggled this far north. It seems like they might just be capped or something, so. But it seems like there's not as many cars going back east on this road, so hopefully we can go a little faster than 15, 20 miles an hour. I mean, the speed limit for most of the construction is about 25 to 35, but we were going even slower than that behind semis and stuff, so we're just gonna get around here and just hope for the best. Really unfortunate. If there was one highway that went south here, we'd be in a perfect position, but it's literally just it's basically just the sandhills. And we found ourselves in the perfectly wrong spot. Yeah, there's no observations. Billings is 78 over 58. That's a 20-degree spread. That's not bad, but I think we really need to get south. I think that the stuff to the north is all junk. What a crazy, weird start. We do have new storms trying to form on the mountains here, especially due south of us. There's one trying to go, so I think we're just gonna be safe and go east, because if the storm we do want to catch ends up forming in front of us to the east, we're gonna have a tough time catching it. So I think this is the smartest play for now. It's not looking particularly like a tornado producer yet. I think that time's gonna be a little later on today as the storm's moving into the better moisture, probably in about 2, maybe 3 hours. So we've got a minute to reposition, and I think we're gonna take it instead of just trying to squeeze behind the storm and follow it. You know, we don't know what's gonna form further northeast. We've got this thing here, but it seems like there is another cell trying to form just to my south. So, see that? You can see those dying storms to the north. I will zoom out and show you guys exactly what I mean by, there's a severe warning storm just to our southwest. It's probably only about 30 miles from us, straight line distance, but we can't get to it. Do 2 zooms there. Do 2 zooms there. Welcome in, chat. Hello, Praise Weather. How are you doing? Welcome back, Lisa. Welcome back, Chris. So you guys are having a good afternoon. We are just getting started. Unfortunately, we're starting off the stream with a very long positional change here. We've got to get southeast. So, is my zoom broken? No, it's not. Okay. So you can see just to my southwest there's that severe thunderstorm right now. That is our current target storm, but I think this is going to change depending on what storms form on these mountains. We've tried to initiate on these mountains all day, but it hasn't really worked out. So we're going to get back to Grass Range, Montana, and then dive south towards Roundup, Montana, and go back west, or we'll sit and try and weasel our way closer to the mountains if these storms to the southwest do end up performing. But just very tough to get around right here. Eastern Montana is a little bit better, but central Montana gets a little bit tough sometimes. So it's just how it's seeming. It's my first time in this region, just in general, not even just for a chase. So, and my only other experience with Montana is out by Sydney, and Sydney, Montana is like basically chasing North Dakota. You're not really dealing with too many mountains, more just annoying hills. But generally the road network's decent up in North Dakota, so definitely a bit of a change of pace here. It actually feels more similar to the sandhills yesterday than anything, where we have to go all the way around here, and so much can happen in that time. See, like the speed limit here is 35. And like, it's just tough to get through when every road you're on. We're only at 10 miles from grass range, but it took me 20 minutes to get here. Now, to be fair, I was stuck behind cars going slower than 25 in these construction zones, so it just seems very slow for what the construction zones really are. Because they are basically just detours, or that they build around the road while they're replacing it, so it would just be nice to be able to get through in a timely manner, and we're going to struggle with this today. It's going to be annoying. It feels like there's just been multiple instances where we just can't get through in a timely fashion. There's another one south of grass range, but it's not as bad. All these ones west of grass range are terrible. So had we made it to Lewistown earlier, I would go south, but I don't know. The construction seems really bad, so we're just gonna have to say what the heck and go east, and then south, and then west towards Rygate. That's our target right now. Yeah. I was looking at a Wyoming target today near Gillette, but I decided I didn't feel like it would do that much, so. But I do think that tornado time, that structure time is going to be later. I think we have a moment before everything gets too crazy here. This construction, though, dude, is just killing us. Like, the amount of these that we've hit, I've never seen this many before. I've seen the most I've ever seen in a row before was Kansas or Oklahoma, and we had like 2 of these. And here, it's the entire road, where they're replacing all of the bridges and stuff. They're doing all this new stuff at the same time, and we just can't get through, really. Now, I did get stuck behind some semis. We were going slow even when the speed limit went back up, so going back east should be faster than it was trying to get through to the west. Yeah, it's been a bit of an annoying drive the past 20 miles. So it's important that we make it through these faster straights as efficiently as we can. I just don't think, we've just got to get to that storm south, and there's no good way there. Because the other one, you're coming through the backside of the storm, and I don't want to do that when there's so few roads. Because we still don't know how big of hail these storms are going to drop. I would guess not too big, but you know, you don't really know until it starts doing it. So, and even then, like, I know this way better than I know this way. Like, this is the route I came through to get up here. I don't know the other way. So if Ryan was in Lewistown, I bet he went south, because this road out here is terrible. This part's not too bad. I think there's a couple more construction zones. But we have about an hour till we'll be able to see our storm. Gotta go back through the way we came here. A little unfortunate. And so here's another zone, and I think there's 2 more on this road that are just like this. But the good news is, we'll be in a pretty similar area tomorrow, maybe a little further southeast with slightly better moisture, I think. So that storm is really reorganizing down there, isn't it? Storms have gone up a little sooner than expected, or a little later than expected, I should say. See, like, slowing down to 35 here just feels absolutely horrific. That's just not great for chasing, if I'm being honest with you guys. And we slowed down to 35 or 25 here, and we just keep doing this. This is the slowest 10-mile stretch of road I've ever been in a rural area, so Hopefully we can make it back through in time. I just don't want to get stuck the other way, so. At least they're not one-lane roads, I guess. That would make it much worse. I'm going around, dude. Period. This road east of here is absolutely terrible. So I don't want to take it west and then drop down south. Plus, it looks like we're getting new storms forming on the mountains over here too. Period. Road network's definitely rough. Should have just sat round up. Be to Rygate shortly. We should have a view of our storm a lot quicker than we get to Rygate, so. But man, like the 40 speed limit, the 25 speed limit, it's just killing us. 75-mile road where the speed limit on the rest of the road is 70, and it's supposed to take us an hour and a half. Like, it's just all this construction. They've just tore up this road and they're doing it all at once, which makes sense, but it is very tough to get through in a timely fashion. But we're gonna punch through. It's only bad on this road that I've seen so far, so this road is probably the worst construction I've chased on in any state. Coupled with the lack of roads makes it very painful. And there's mud all over these roads, or they are just mud. So when there's one where it rained on earlier and it's pretty muddy up there. So we're just gonna hope that we can make it south. Hopefully this storm to my southwest does actually do something. Chat. Oh, can't miss me a daily dose of chasing. Hunch about what I'll see. I'm thinking we'll get some good structure, at least. Tornado threat, I was a lot more excited about this morning, guys, but I think it's there. I think it's just going to take a little longer. Like, we were expecting 60s dew points through here, but we didn't really get the cloud cover in the morning, so we're ending up with mid to upper 50s, which is fine. We're gonna get pretty storms. It's just gonna be a little tougher to get a tornado, and we're gonna rely on terrain circulations, which I'm just not as familiar with. Like those Colorado ones, I know like the back of my hand, you know. There's just places in Colorado where things seem to produce tornadoes no matter how unlikely they look. But I don't know where those places are in Montana, and it happens less in Montana. So there's just less knowledge to pull from. I just want to get around here. I wish there was another road or something that paralleled this, but that's the main reason that our arrival time is so long. Like, we should be there. Like, normally this would be under an hour drive from this exact spot, but it's going to take much longer thanks to these detours that they built. I don't understand why the speed limit is as slow as it is. Especially leading up to these things. Like, it drops to 40 like a mile before you even hit the construction. It feels like these people's cars are struggling on it for whatever reason. semi's just in the middle of, was just in the middle there. See what I mean though? Like this is like, just, this is so bad. Picking up mud everywhere, trying to get through. Of course there's a truck in front of us. And we've still got 6 miles before we can get south. This is a little frustrating, especially that I woke up, so I got in with Maddie last night. We got home at midnight. I woke up at 4 a.m. to head up here. And I actually made it in time, which I wasn't expecting. And then now I gotta drive south and around and take another hour and a half detour to get to where I want to go. .25 speed limit for most of it. This is rough, but we're gonna make it through. It's just frustrating when there's a storm, a severe warning supercell to your southwest. Just want it to hold off for long enough for us to get there, or this other storm to blow up south. I'm probably okay with either of those options, but we just, this is the most frustrating part of today, is just having our storm be like 30 miles southwest of us. Okay, it's 45 miles southwest of us, and we can't get to it for an hour because we gotta take a 100-mile or a 70-mile detour through road construction. Is there any way I can just go south through the mountains? No, there's no way. Maybe there is. For Heath, but I bet that's a long drive and it's a little far west. Okay, once we get closer to grass range, I know it's fine. I've been in grass range twice today, so these roads are gonna hopefully not hurt us too much. The storm does need a tad more time to mature. But yeah, we're gonna get on it when it's close to Rygate, I think. I'm glad we didn't end up swinging back around. But yeah, so we'll get down to Roundup and then we'll go back west again. We're about to turn south here in just a couple miles. Is there a way? I can't see. Back up to that typical speed limit here, so we're going to take advantage. I think there's one more construction area left up here, but it feels just so annoying going 20 miles an hour to get to your storm. I mean, it's more psychological than anything, but Maps is accounting for it, so they've been working on this stuff for a while. The speed limits aren't bad up here. It's just there's not too many roads, and I haven't been up here really enough to know how to get to everything. I don't know any fun roads or anything, and these aren't really roads that I want to risk. So I think we're just going to be highway chasing. It's been 4 years since I've been in Montana. They do have an enhanced risk of severe weather out. They had a 5% tornado, but they did downgrade it to a 2% tornado. Wait, why is it doing that? Can you guys hear me okay? Hopefully the audio is doing the right thing. Front audio. There we go. There we go, chat. Hopefully that's a little better. This part of the road is not bad at all. That 70 speed limit. Just got to get south to Roundup and then west. We should be on it. We should have a decent view of it here in about an hour. I came up here because these storms are really exploding and they got special weather statement, you know, and they looked really solid, and then I got up here and they all died. So hopefully that's not how it goes down south. That cell back to the west is struggling again. It keeps trying to initiate there, but for whatever reason it's just struggling. Yeah, that storm's getting tall tops. That one south of Judith Gap is the strongest storm in the area right now. That Wyoming target's starting to get going as well. I would love to make it down there, but we are, how far are we off from Roundup? We gotta be 45 minutes from Roundup. Yeah, we're literally 45 minutes from Roundup. So once we get to Roundup, though, there's this little valley, and it's pretty open down there. So we should have a view. We're about to go south here. There is one little road construction thing here, but it's nothing compared to what we just dealt with. So there's that one grass range road, and then there's another one up here. Hopefully this guy's going north. I think everybody's going to be going south here. No, he's just going east. Good news is our storms are fairly high based at the moment, so we will have a view from further away. These aren't like the lowest storms ever, so it's not like we're chasing Dixie. We have like literally 100 miles to get to Harlowton. Yeah, so we should catch it pretty close to Rygate, I think. I think that's basically where we're heading, unless these storms blow up on the mountains, and I don't think they're going to. So yeah, Rygate is about an hour 10 away, so I think that's about when we'll have a view. This is where I got gas earlier. But these clouds are a good sign, I think. We've got lift, we've got moisture. It's cool. It's not hot out, but it's not cool out, so it's in the 70s. With upper 50s dew points, or I guess it's in the mid 60s, mid to upper 60s. Some places low 70s with some places are rocking a low 60s dew point. Most places are high 50s, so even some down in the mid 50s. So it is just gonna be a bit of a grind here, chat. It is going to be a bit of a grind. Just hoping we'll be fine. We'll see any structure unless the storm just randomly dies. But yeah, like we had to be heading down there. It's not moving that fast, but just getting a little worried we're about to miss something cool. Some roads here in Brazil are like this, terrible. Yeah, these ones are pretty rough. We're gonna try and just... I think there's a chaser behind me. That's for like they do 1-lane roads in RC, but there's nobody manning it, so they're not doing that right now. Tell you what, chat, I'm ready for a good night's sleep tonight. I slept only a couple hours last night. I think there's a chaser behind me. Of course, I jumped on these ones and they die. I guess they did go up a little early, but still. But these clouds got me a little excited. As long as our storm can hold off until we get there, unless I'm gonna have another day where I'm just like 10 minutes too late. The amount of times that that's happened this year has been a little painful. Shaking so much. There we go. That's better. So we're heading south on US Highway 87 now towards Roundup. We're gonna catch a powerful supercell near Rygate, I think. It's already just starting to try and hook here. It's not moving very fast. It's a very small storm. We probably could have punched through it and been okay. Just very frustrated with where we've ended up today. Had we just sat in Roundup for a little longer, we would have been fine. But we had storms starting to go. See, so this is that 35 thing. Like, it's just ridiculous to have the speed limit slow to 35 this far away from the construction zone. Like, it's not even up here for another half mile. So I don't understand why they did it this way. Like, the detour's still another 1,000 feet up. And here's where this pavement ends. I think that's Olbinski behind me. This is the only one where the 25 speed limit feels like it's about fair. But yeah, these roads are just... This is really the only spot on this part of 87 that's like this. Really have any other bad or annoying construction except on this one part. There might be one more, I don't remember, but this one just lasts for a while. So we're getting south, it's just taking some sweet time. Storm southwest is the one we want to be on. A little frustrated how far out we are, but I mean, we'll be there in an hour. It's not the worst spot to be in. We could be worse. Could be 3 hours off our storm like yesterday. Why did Starlink just go down? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Starlink went down for some reason, and I don't really know why. I think I plugged something in, and I think it just had too much power draw. You're back now. Up a little bit. No tornado warning yet. We're doing good. Making good time. This truck in front of us is flying. Rotating wall cloud was reported. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. We're about to miss it, aren't we? We are about to freaking miss it again. Just by minutes. We are about to miss it. Radar isn't too strong. It's definitely there though. Alright, well, we're down south of the mountains now. We've just got to we're less than an hour from Rygate. Storm's warning box was remarkably accurate. Moving southeast at 20. So if it continues its current trajectory, it will be at Rygate when we're at Rygate. So we'll probably get on it a little closer than that, but yeah, wall cloud reported 5 minutes ago on that storm. Making it a little nervous. A little nervous, chat. A little earlier, so it seems like it just may have cycled here. We were in Rygate right now. Got 30 miles and then we turn west. 27 miles now. Somehow, again, we're running into this thing where the road is not that long. I'm worried that there's bad construction on that road too. Because, like, there's 66 miles and the speed limit here is 70. Concerned that the construction's going to be really bad. It's really the only storm coming out of there, though. See it from here. Kind of funny that there's just no way we could get down there. 58. We're now 58 miles away from the storm. Hopefully 12 west is not bad. extended that severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag out to Rygate. That is so in an hour. We might get on. We're gonna get on it fast, but then it's just gonna dive south of the road. I mean, at least the 12 does go south, but still, I'm not gonna get a view for a minute. I love how there is a storm now blowing up to the north as well. It's not even close to as strong, so we don't want to really attempt it. Approaching Roundup, 20 miles till Roundup. I'm hungry, Chad. like our storm is recycling again. The storm's definitely accelerating, which is probably good for us. It's looking more like a hailer though at the moment. I wonder if that northern Wyoming target goes off at all. It's only 21Z. by Rygate. That storm freaking north of me, man. That storm north of me is really intensifying, but there's been so many storms that have formed there that have died immediately that I think it's probably best to keep going south. I think that's what's best to your chat. All right, I gotta lock in. Welcome back, Blondie. Welcome back, WX Midwest. Yeah, YouTube is testing doing more ads, which I hate. I have it on the lowest ad setting. I wish that, I don't know, I just don't like how many ads that they give. They definitely increase the amount. Yeah, it's gorgeous out here. Welcome back, Marianne. Thank you, Arden. What's the name of the local mountain range near Rygate? I have no clue. I have been here. This is my first time in these counties in this area. The only other time I've been in Montana was June 10th of 2021, and I drove from Miles City to Sidney, Montana, because that's where the target was Sidney, and all the tornadoes happened in North Dakota. But we've got a couple days. We'll have a couple days of Montana chasing. I'll probably stay the night in Billings tonight. I think that's where I'm gonna book my hotel. I have a free thing, so thankfully tonight will be cheap.
About 10 miles out from Roundup.
out here, there's just no roads. It's been our main problem. If we had a road that went south from where we were, we would have been on this storm 20 minutes ago. Or we'd be almost on it now. Is there... the base, still a little far. Terrified we're gonna miss it, chat. Terrified. There is that storm blowing back up to the north though. I think either one is fine. I just like the roads on this southern one better, because then you do get a north-south highway south of Lavina, I believe. Lavina. Whatever that town is. We were cooking, chat. Crazy Montana's are 305. It's quiet here in Fargo so far this summer. Yeah, Montana doesn't get days like this very often, and it's supposed to have a couple day stretch, but yeah, I mean, I've chased Montana one time. It's pretty rare for me to be up here, obviously. Stayed there May 27, 2018 while touring west in Yellowstone. Billings is a good place to fly in and out of. Yeah, that's where I'm staying the night tonight. I gotta turn you guys' brightness down because you are overheating. It is. The sun's baking down on the camera, so kind of see that storm there on that bottom left. That's where we're heading right now, almost to round up. Six miles, and then we are heading west. I hope construction's not too bad. It's showing 45 miles with 45 minutes. So the speed limit's either not fast or there's a bunch of road construction. I would just bet that there's road construction at this point. Waits till we get there, chat. We're almost there. If it waits another 30 minutes, we're perfect. And this is where the better moisture's at. We are getting a couple mergers and stuff. It's definitely the strongest cell. 57 over 71. I stopped somewhere for coffee today. I think it was Huntley. I think I stopped in Huntley. What kind of hail's been reported? 1.5-inch hail, so big hail, but nothing too giant with this storm, chat. Big hail, but not giant hail. So we are going to be on this thing in a very timely fashion, guys. Just hoping it waits a little bit. And I'm hoping it's not the storm north that ends up being the one. I feel like this one's got the best environment, so wonder if it's in this valley. Those winds are channeling through the valley, increasing the storm's relative inflow. 28 miles. I really hope that construction's not bad here in Montana on this Highway 12. gotta be road construction. Yeah, there's some construction scheduled. I don't know if it's active though, it just says scheduled. So here we are in the town of Roundup. Time to get the heck west. Man, this is where I was earlier. Had I just waited here and been a little more patient, I just really didn't know if we'd get a storm this far south. I don't know the terrain features and I don't know what usually initiates here, so probably was overly aggressive with that target to the north. Probably was a little over aggressive with that. If Echo Tops jump to, like, it's curling up, definitely. Oh boy. I'm scared, Chad. I really don't want to miss another event because I was out of position. The number of times that this has happened to me this year has been absolutely insane. Text line happened with that. The day by San Angelo. Hoping we make it before it really does anything too crazy. We'll be on this storm here in 40 minutes at the latest. This guy goes fast. What's with all the this maps is showing like that there's a big traffic jam here. I wonder what that's about. Oh boy, I hope that truck there is not going where we're going. I don't want to get stuck behind another semi. We've been pretty lucky so far with semis today. I'm wondering why it's showing or not road construction, but like traffic here. It makes no sense to me. There's nothing here. They just severe warned that storm southwest. Always just unlucky with storms, the way storms have been evolving this year. Just never quite right for us. Never quite right. We're either there perfectly and it just doesn't work out, or we're late and there's a tornado of the year candidate. Those are the only two options that we get. So hopefully we're late and there's a tornado of the year candidate. It's just we get there before the gorgeous tornado happens. So as the storm moves east, the tornado chances only go up. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of traffic here. That's got to be why the speed limit's so low. That thing's got to be close. That thing's got to be looking really good right now in person. I don't want to see it though. Yep. That thing says life is beautiful without meth. That's what that mural says, by the way. We just passed a mural that says life is beautiful without meth. Alright. I mean, I'd agree, I guess. I would agree. Pretty trafficked up road. We're gonna follow this river valley. Just please let us make it. Don't do it this cycle. If it cycles one more time, we're good. Hopefully this guy's going south and not west. South takes you to Billings, so that's probably the more popular route, I would hope. They just severe warned there's storms north of us. Still don't think that's the main target. Moisture's better south and east, so... Okay, I think he is not going that way. Perfect. Getting really good luck with semis today. Where's this road even at? Here it is, chat. Alright, let's get the heck west. Finally. Wish we were here 30, 45 minutes ago, but it is what it is. See, those darkening skies in front of us are our storm. The speed limit is 70 here, so I'm wondering why it's showing so slow. Some construction on here. Storm will be to Rygate right as we get to Rygate, so I'm wondering what the hang up is with the arrival time. So it's not Montana drivers, so sometimes just drive slow, so I'm hoping that's what it is, but there's got to be road construction somewhere. Or maybe it's counting the time to get through Rygate itself. It's so pretty out here. I wish we were on a storm though. I wish we were about 20 miles up the road. There we go. It's recycling now, chat. So we should be in for this next cycle. This next cycle should be it, chat. I'm so glad that cycle didn't do it. I honestly am. So it seems like this road's pretty rough, but then the view really opens up to the west once we get like 10 or 20 miles down the road. On this road. Absolutely nobody on this road. You guys see everything all right? Yeah, there's that yellow spot. I don't know what that is. Hopefully we can get under some cloud cover and you guys can cool off for a moment. They have not yet issued a tornado warning for this storm, so. Just off to our right here, we're approaching it very fast. After it. Hopefully it just waits until we get right up close to it. Yeah, it is gorgeous out here, BY. Welcome, Sonia from Munich. A few years ago, Roundup got hit with huge hail, possible tornado, tore pretty bad, lots of property damage. Really, I didn't know that. I mean, I've never been up here, I feel like, when all that stuff happens. I do not know how to pronounce the name of this river. It's like Mushell or something, or Mushell, something like that. I am not very good with pronouncing things. It is called the Musselshell River. That's what it is, Musselshell. It's the river we're riding along right now. We'll pull that zoom in just a tad here, guys. making great time, chat. Hopefully we can get on this. Sorry about that, guys. You did overheat there. Trying to get the AC units trained on you guys. Pulling up on our storm here. Be careful about you guys overheating, so we need to get out of the sun here fast. We are about 20 minutes from Rygate. We're actually probably going to beat this storm there. Let's make sure our audio is correct, actually. Switch to that front mic there. Storm is in front of us here. It's not a very big storm, so didn't expect giant storms with the wind profiles today. Or the Cape. Neither one really point to massive storms. Like 2,000 Cape with 15 knots of SRI is not going to give you big giant storms on its own. There we go. Seems like you guys are cooling off. Straight line distance, we're about 20 miles from Rygate. We do have a supercell now where we just came from. So if that produces, I'm going to be a little mad. Because that's where we just were. are cooking, guys. Little mini supercell here. Get a view of it super quickly. Probably 5-10 minutes. Storm is about 30 miles west of us, so it might be a little longer. We should have a view by Rygate. It should be moving towards Rygate, but show me a pretty storm. That's what I want to see. I feel like on the drive up to a lot of these Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota days, the storms look very similar. Not much in the way of low-level rotation, though, on it. 81/61 south. Billings is 80/58. Golden Valley County. This is a very pretty valley. I would chase this storm up and down this road through here all day. Oh boy, we're getting a big hook now on radar. Not a ton of rotation though, although the mountains are probably blocking. Wonder if they'll tornado warn this. Hopefully we should be close enough to where if it produces anything meaningful, we'll see it. Storm's still how far outside of Rygate? It's still about probably 6 miles west of Rygate, so west of Rygate. Gonna have to clean off that windshield. I'm not sure what that little yellow smudge is there. And it won't come off with this. Approaching our severe warning supercell rapidly. It may produce a tornado shortly. Still don't have the best view. Definitely hazy. We're getting moisture here. Probably channeling through this valley. Approaching a powerful supercell. Should have a view here within 10 minutes. Looking a little bit weirder of a hook shape to it now. It looks really perfect there for about one scan. Is it that high based? I can't tell if that's the base or not. I don't think it is. Getting into a little bit more rugged terrain, but that's fine. The storm should move out here anyway. So we're 15 minutes out from Rygate. Got inflow. Can't see the base just yet, guys, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll have to clean off this windshield. I'm gonna make sure that at least one of the cameras is ready to go. I think we're starting to see the base from here. It's a little high based, but that's okay. Cozy corner bar. Still got 3/4 of a tank of gas. That speed limit stays high. Starting to be able to see this a little bit. There's a lot of moisture, it seems like, in this valley. I think I see our base really starting to come in view. In about 5 minutes or so, we're gonna have a great view. I'm turning the AC a little lower. I tried to keep you guys from cooling off, but I just froze myself. I don't understand why the slow arrival time. It's saying that like it takes you 60 minutes to go 60 miles on this road, and that's just not true. Though it does seem just like Montana drivers do tend to go slow sometimes. Like we're going 5 under now, but we got a nice looking cell here. Just want to get up a couple minutes. I want to get around, but it's in a no passing. Near the town of Cushman. I'll go around this car once this guy passes us. Oh, never mind, there's another car behind him. Slowed down to 5 under here. Got a nasty supercell though, approaching Rygate, Montana. Got a little hook on it. It seems to be riding some kind of boundary, so that should increase tornado chances. Those storms back to the west aren't that interesting, thankfully. It's not what we want. We want those things to stay. We want them to be there, I think. We just don't want them to be too strong. So much. Oh, this thing's gorgeous, chat. You guys see that? It's got a lot of cloud debris, but it's a very pretty storm. Maybe later on, once we can kind of clean some of that out, it'll be very photogenic. Almost there. If a tornado were to drop now, I'd be cool with it. We're gonna get there pretty fast anyway. See it. Like this is a passing zone here, but I can't see around the bend here, so I obviously don't want to initiate a pass when I can't see. There's that weird psychology where whenever you go to pass somebody, and they speed up to match you. Look how pretty this is though. Like, it just feels weird to be chasing. It's another one of those chases where it just feels way too scenic. Like, when have I ever seen that on a storm chase? Never. Never, not once. Yeah, we do look a little high based right now, but that's only going to improve as we move east. Storm near Winnett looks interesting as well. This thing's pulling in a ton of inflow. Got a bunch of different little cloud bands merging into it. This thing can hang north of the highway for a little more. It moves into some perfect terrain there. Yeah, this is a very pretty storm here, chat. Don't see anything that looks too tornadic at the moment. Very green though. You guys see how green that is? It's got a lot of other stuff merging in, so I'm gonna bend down. There's not a lot of roads that connect to this road, so we're pretty much gonna be sitting on this highway the whole time. Feels very much like a rare event though to get a chase, for me to chase up here. It's just so rare. And to get such a, this is going to be a crazy storm later on. We've got a little bit too many clouds right now, but it's going to be really photogenic here in a little bit, I think. It seems like it's riding some kind of outflow. There's a big shelf cloud that kind of goes down that left side, which makes me a little nervous. Usually these tornado producers are much more, they just don't have a big shelf to the south. It seems like we do have a lowering over here where you'd expect. There's that little inflow band there, approaching this guy fast. Not the most tornadic looking storm at the moment, but it's got a lot of time to adjust. Yeah. See that little ragged lower in there on the right side. It's where you'd expect your wall cloud and tornado to form. It's not looking quite so tornadic at the moment. Gotta find somewhere to get some good photos. I think that's a chaser right there, no? Finally, my first, this is gonna be, if this thing produces a tornado at all, it's gonna be my first Montana tornado. Never seen one. I've seen the Dakotas, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, all up and down the classical Great Plains states. Really missing Montana's kind of the last high plains state that I need to see a storm in, or see a tornado in, I should say. All right, chat. I want to get a shot of this. Very nice looking storm here. We do have a little wall cloud trying to form. We're gonna get back onto the road here. I do want to get a little closer just in case we tornado. Looking like it might be trying here, so why not? Plus the north edge of this looks crazy. Yeah, that's just, oh, I forgot to wipe down the windshield. I'll have to do that. Nice little valley here by Rygate. You're behind all the other chasers. Yeah, we got a late start. We do have a little tiny hook echo. We might get a quick tornado here. Seeing broad rising motion. Look how crazy this looks, chat. Got like a little, it looked like it did like a big RFD surge, and then we got just a tiny little RFD surge. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. I mean, this storm's crazy, guys. We are on Rygate. I think we'll sit back for a moment unless it tornadoes. There's no reason to get right up underneath it unless it looks a little closer in person. On radar, it looks somewhat interesting, but here we are by Rygate, just north of Rygate. Is that a little funnel there on the left, maybe? It's like maybe a wall cloud trying to build. Man, this is so pretty, guys. You know how rare it is to chase a storm up here. Chase one like this, no doubt. It's a crazy looking storm. Looks like we are trying to get a wall cloud going though. Just make sure you guys can see the whole thing. Got a couple more shots here. It looks like this. I don't really want to get underneath it, guys. Oh, that's Ryan. I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe not. Nope, definitely not. It looks similar to his car. My bad, Ryan. Yeah, look, chat. We're getting a little, maybe like long attempt at a funnel here. Off to the left there. Let's move in a little closer here. So we got some cars coming. Looks like we have a little eddy. It's very horizontal. Almost shelf-like back there. Very HP to the north, but in the actual storm itself, there's not a ton of... We have definitely a rotating wall cloud ongoing back there. Does it converge enough to give us a tornado? I think there's some dust down there, guys. I can't tell. We're like on this gorgeous little ridge here, and I don't want to leave it, but I gotta wipe down that windshield too, so we'll stop for a minute. But I see some dust down there. Or maybe some rain, something of that nature. We had a crazy storm. Let me try and wipe you guys down here. There's like a little wall cloud forming in the back. You guys see that? Definitely have a weakly rotating wall cloud. Before I forget, I gotta set up that Insta. Where's that camera at? Where'd I put my camera? Oh, here it is, perfect. Gotta get this set up and run it. We have a wall cloud trying to get going. I'm gonna finish wiping you guys down here. Looking a little ragged, but still pretty solid, guys. I gotta grab my wide angle. Where is that bag at? There it is. There it is. Got this ready. Cameras are all up and rolling, chat. Let's grab you guys and show you kind of the whole view here. Make sure we're all good to go. Much more orange on the screen. I'm gonna fix that color temperature. More what it looks like in person. Looking pretty ragged right now. It needs, what it doesn't need is inflow. What it really needs is it needs an RFD that is strong enough that actually curls. Inflow's fine. Yeah, there's very linear RFD surges are the main problem. Just those cold blasts of air are very linear. You want them to have some curl. Let me bring you guys back so you can actually hear me. You want them to have some curl in the RFD. If there's not enough curl in the RFD, you know, you're not gonna get a tornado. Unless you're really lucky and you got a ton of 3K and vorticity, but we don't really have that type of setup today. It's more of a Colorado thing. Yeah, it seems like we're just missing a good RFD search to co-locate the vorticity. That seems like the problem to me right now. I think it could produce. I think it's low enough. I think we're interacting with terrain. I think we've got enough ingredients. I just don't think these RFD surges have been too helpful. They've been very straight for the most part, and they haven't really wrapped up at all. To me, this screams weak RFD problems. Or our RFD just isn't particularly spinny for whatever reason. Got that bowing out. I don't like the way that looks. But we've got the 360 camera, so even if something blows up when we're facing the other way, it's no big deal. Okay, we're gonna turn that up. Yeah. Inflow's fine for this. You don't need crazy amounts of inflow to produce a tornado. You just need a little eddy of rotation strong enough to be stretched by the storm, and that's seems like what we're missing. We're not really getting any rotating wall clouds or anything. We did have a weak one there for a minute. Yeah, to me this is an inflow dominant storm where the outflow surges just aren't quite strong enough to wrap up a tornado. That's what I'm getting from this guy. I mean, you're never going to have a storm in Montana ripping in plains like Oklahoma level inflow. So I'm not even looking for that. I'm just trying to see if we can get this to wrap up, which I think it's going to be a little bit longer here. Either way, we will catch it on our 360 camera. This is the way we came from, so we've seen the good viewing spots. Yeah, this is an inflow dominant storm right now. Getting some hail, so we're gonna move. Kind of picked the perfect time here. Kind of picked the perfect time. The storm's definitely diving south. Are there any roads that would even take us down there? There are roads south of Cushman. I just don't know how high quality they are. I mean, this is the only viewing area for a little bit. The main problem is if this thing produces when we're behind a cliff or something, then the 360 camera doesn't do anything. We'll pull that zoom in one more time here, guys. Pull that zoom in one more time. Might try off that little occlusion again. It just... seems like our RFD is not really curling on that northern flank. We'll go down it a little bit more. It's getting wider, that's for sure. I don't think we had a real problem with updraft width, though. I think the bigger problem is definitely co-locating vorticity. Just seems like it seems like to be the most common problem with some supercells. You just don't get enough rotation concentrated in the low levels to spin up a tornado. I think that's where we're at today. That's fine though, there's loads of time, there's loads of terrain features that'll help. So I'm not too concerned. We have a billion cars and stuff coming. We're going 5 over, so promise I'm not crawling. What does that sound? like all the, what are the, like, I see this in the northern plains a lot, where there's just like a bunch of like filing, I don't even know what to call them, like boxes that you put files in, just in the sitting in fields, and I've never understood what that's for. So we're heading east on 12 here. Yeah, there's not much in the way of low-level rotation here. Definitely the concern with this storm right now. If anything to do with the inflow, it's that we're too hot, don't have enough moisture. Yeah, but we're just struggling to get that low-level rotation going. And where it feels like we're almost moving to a bit more of a high precipitation mode. There are storms feeding in the back, which might help. Apparently there is a road here that I can take. 2 miles. Little train crossing here. All right, chat, we're gonna get through this. Check here in a minute. Honeybee hives? Oh, cool. Okay, I did not know that. That makes sense. That's why I see them up here all the time. All right. They do look like those file boxes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I was always wondering what those were. Like, I've noticed them everywhere, especially up in the northern plains, but that's probably because there's less vegetation. Or do bees just like the northern plains? The northern high plains specifically. Because I feel like I see them in South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, but I don't feel like I see them too much in Texas and Oklahoma, but that might just be because Texas and Oklahoma has a lot more trees and stuff, and the grass is taller down there, so. I wonder if I can take Cushman Road here in 0.5 miles. That would be absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect up here in 0.2 miles. I do not see a road. I see the road. I see the road. Let's see if we can't go down across here. Okay. Looking a little more interesting for tornadoes now, maybe. We get into a better spot, I will show you guys. Actually, I could probably just do this. Little wall cloud there. I don't see much rotation on it though. It is trying back there. It is trying back there. Oh, I'm sorry. We got a bit of a windy road here. All right, maybe a little more rotation. Looks like we do have a little bit of weak rotation again. See that little cloud thing moving north while those things are moving south. I think we have weak low end rotation. I would love to crest a hill or something, be able to get you guys a clear view, and myself a clear view as well. Let's see. Go south here. There's a train here. There's 2 sets of tracks here. Actually, 3 sets further down. There's this little ridge off to my left. I just can't see little tiny ridge right there. I don't see any rotation with that anymore. If it is, it's very weak. It is rotating. There is a road up here on the right. So the road on the left will take us to the highway. The road on the left will take us to the storm, although we should probably get north instead of, or get north back to the highway instead of taking that road because it looks a little rough. Does this road ever connect back? Okay, it does, just a little further down. Putting a lot of trust in this Montana road network here. Yeah, it's looking outflow. No, it's rotating. We have a rotating lowering up here, chat. It's not the strongest rotation I've ever seen, but it is rotating. Or is it just getting outflow? I do think it is rotating here. Let's come down through here. Point you guys back. This way. This would be an incredible place to get a tornado, but I don't know that that's going to happen. Yeah, we are definitely accelerating southeast. No doubt about that. Alright, we're going to just bet that one of these roads, there's a bunch of roads up here that like apparently connect to that main highway. We're just going to hope that one of them does. This hail has not been too big on this storm, so I'm not super worried about it. It does look like maybe weak rotation. But it also seems like it could be outflow. I think it's outflow. Yeah, it's like expanding. That's got to be outflow. All right, well, not this cycle either. If I put Montana Magic in the stream, people would think about something else. Joe Montana. Alright. I do want to get a shot here, but it does seem to be moving much quicker now. Ooh, did we just get an outflow surge to the north? I think we just got outflow to the north. Alright, well, I'm going to stop and take a picture then. I think we just got big time outflow. I want to get a wide angle shot of this in this gorgeous little field here. Where's that wide angle lens? Okay. Be right back, chat. It's almost completely still outside. got big outflow to the north. That's gonna hurt. Chat, I do like Montana. Do you have a bit of a weak rotating eddy? It smells all of a sudden. We do have a bit of a weak rotating eddy just to the west of us. We're gonna just move up a little bit. Just don't want to get stuck in a bad spot here. Nice little valley here. Hit a big outflow surge. It was hanging together pretty well, but it's kind of like becoming occluded almost. Very interesting structure. It's like being occluded between the outflow to the north and the RFD. It's really weird. Probably gonna just choke this storm off completely. How tight's that zoom? Is it good enough for you, chat? We'll zoom in a little more. One more. There we go. See exactly where we're at relative to this little weird little hook feature. Little weird little, that's what I said. Little weird little. So it's like these two fronts are gonna collide and there's gonna be a ton of forcing where the main updraft should be. You kind of wonder, in most cases this is gonna be non-tornadic, but I feel like every once in a while something like this will work out. I mean, it's not gonna be a long-lived tornado by any means. If it does produce from this, it will be a very short-lived, probably 5-minute tops tornado. Yeah, we're looking stable. That's not great. Let's get you guys all set up here. We're looking a little stable now. Not the biggest fan of stable air. Unless it's in the mid-levels. I'll take mid-level stable air. I don't like stable air near the ground. that this storm is evolving right now, Chad, but we don't have any other options really. Supercell long term. It's so pretty good. Yeah, I'm getting outflow here. Getting outflow here, chat. Alright, these are not, this is not fog, this is just my wipers leaving streaks. For whatever reason. I don't know, guys. We do have a bit of a curl to the north. It's not very intense. It is there. It's not very intense. It's high based. I don't know how much dust would get kicked up from a tornado up here. But we should probably look for dust. I just want to get through a little more. We do have some kind of circulation though now, for sure. I want to get down this hill and then we'll flip around. But we do have some kind of upper level, mid-level type circulation maybe. It would be really funny if this produced a tornado. By funny, I mean that would be the greatest thing ever. Because it's really, there's nothing really here. Yeah, we do have some kind of little occlusion here. I don't see it rotating too much. There is some weak rotation with it, kind of right in front of us here. There is some weak rotation with that, but it's not strong at all. There's a bunch of little curls on this updraft right now spinning. I don't think that one that we were looking at now is any good. The traditional supercell tornado would be from this little guy in front of us, but I don't see any rotation in there anymore. I see some rising motion, it looks like, but I don't see any rotation up there. That's where it would normally be. Might just have to give it a minute. There is another lowing way back to the west there. That's an outflow. That's a stable storm. That's not really gonna be, that's gonna be a big hailer unless it overtakes our storm. It might even help our storm, but not really gonna be watching that guy way in the back for a tornado. is a tornado, we'll pick it up. If it's going to happen, it's going to be really close to where we're at right now. Just seems like we've got, if we had just the RFD surging south, but the way that it's like doing what it's doing is super weird. Like you can see almost, it actually, that might not even be outflow, that might just be the boundary that the storm was riding. You guys see that little cloud line arcing back over there? I think our storm was riding that. All right, well, this road looks like pretty popular, so we'll flip back around right here and see just what we're looking at. If I could find a... Yeah, we're not looking tornadic to me. We're looking photogenic. I'm getting cold air racing out here, you can see in that dust behind us. Gonna go get a shot. Be right back. It's not that outflowy though, honestly. There's wind, but there's not too much of it. I think we are cold and stable. It's going to take a lot of work to overturn this. Wind just changed direction from the outflow to the north. That dust was blowing straight at us. All right, now it's blowing much harder to the south. It was blowing straight at us, but if there were to be a tornado, it would be in front of us. But again, I'm seeing literally no rotation with this. And when it does rotate, it's very weak and brief. Very weak and brief rotation. I don't know why I gotta get new wiper blades already. The way these are already smudging. Some of that might be defrost. All this cold air racing away. It's getting that look to it where it's like, it starts to look hazy to the north. Just find that really common in outflow dominant storms. Dusty road, Granary Road up here. This dust is rushing out. And I guess we are kind of right under the RFD, almost. Okay, we're gonna head east. Start to run out of roads, so I just want to get east to 3, and 3 will parallel it for a little bit. Maybe not all the way, but for a bit it will. This is very strong outflow. By very strong, I mean it's moderately strong, it's just the dust seems to get kicked up really easily. anybody all day, and all of a sudden, I gotta wipe down that windshield some more, but air's blowing southeast. I think we're stable. Really hope we can recover. About those storms further northern Wyoming. Have those things got going yet? No storms up there yet. This thing is just a tad behind its own outflow. Can't really trust any rotating signatures you see either on this train track here. Mighty outflow dominant. A little bit of rotation trying to form on this little boundary collision, which would make sense. Was that what we were looking at back there in the rain? There was something tucked back behind the rain for a moment. Hold on. Hold on. There is now a little rotating signature there on radar. It doesn't look that way in person though, so there was something back there. Can't really see it now though. Maybe you can just a little, but it's faint. It looks not really tornado-y. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I think the key is to keep this thing in play. We might be initiating a new updraft further east that might take over. That would probably be best. The storm's falling behind. It's like some sort of boundary coming out of Broadview that it's just hanging on to. Like it felt like it was RFD surging, and now it just feels like it's just riding this boundary and the outflow and where they merge. Could be from our fire 2 days ago. Yeah, but normally this haze happens when your storm gets cold and outflow dominant. It's just something I've noticed. It was happening in Texas the other day. It's happening again today. I think it's just what happens up here. Just what happens with storms in general when they start to get too cold. But some of the haze is definitely dust. But it was much more clear earlier, and then all of a sudden it got hazy when it started to fall behind. I think it's just a sign of that colder. Why are there so many people here? There are a million people here. I wonder how nice view, but we really have to, otherwise we're not going to get our view. I'm going to pull in behind this guy. Yeah, we're looking really grungy. I think we're just going to go south. My brakes are starting to squeal. I'm gonna get them looked at. Gotta get them looked at, chat. Where's my water? Probably flip around right here, or at least put you guys on that thing on the right. Actually, I think it is literally just behind us, so I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna actually flip. Yeah, we're getting very low to the ground here. You can see it's that cold air that we're losing definition. It's just from that cold air. I don't see any rotation with this either. It's just purely linear. Kind of wonder what happens now that these two boundaries are doing their own thing. You know? Just kind of wondering. It's just really freaking hazy. We go ultra wide. We'll do ultra wide. A little chilly though, chat. Yep, cold outflow. We can't even see the shelf cloud really. That's how cold it's getting. I think it is gonna do something weird here though. I wouldn't be surprised, but when you get like supercell boundaries interacting with it, you get some crazy stuff. Like, very low, almost entirely outflow. It's causing my windshield to fog up. It's time to go south. Let's go south, chat. Yeah, we've got a big surge here. I think it's going to try and rebuild its updraft where these boundaries are colliding as the mezzo tries to dive south. That we are fogging up the windshield here from that effect, so from how cold this is. But there's still some hope, I think. It's just going to try and zipper down this boundary. If it's going to produce or do anything that interesting, that's what it's going to have to do. I was hoping we would maintain a supercell and not have to worry about outflow, but I guess Montana storms even go outflow dominant. Or 360, yeah, 360 cam's still going. We're good. We're balling, chat. I gotta get this fog fixed here. I got the defrost on, but even then, we are fogging up like crazy. I think it is trying to ride that outflow just straight south. That's what we would want. I mean, we'll stay south of it. There's really no other way we can position on this guy anymore. Seems like it is trying to hang on, but it's just falling behind, especially based on that radar look. If we see a big drop and it tries to move down, I think we're good, but I'm thinking we're struggling now. Oh, that's Ryan. We are shelving out. That is how it looks to me right now. We do have a little interesting thing going on back there though. I mean, that's completely stable, but secondary storm it looks like trying to get going. We do have this really blasting out here. This might make a solid attempt later. It's just so cold. Consult radar here, chat. I don't think this thing's going to successfully produce for us. There's also a lot of storms going up to the west. I like how the tornado today was actually near Brighton, Colorado. That's actually the town I used to live in. I literally just moved out of there in February and there was a tornado right next to it. Oh, I forgot to respond to Caleb. Yeah, we are going full-blown outflow. Now we could use some inflow, chat. Now we could use some inflow. Did that car just brake in the middle of the highway? Yep. Somebody braked in the middle of the highway. That is not dangerous at all, guys. I'm kidding. Do not park in the middle of the highway. He's moving now. What are our backup options, chat? Do we even have any? Do we even have any is the main question. All right. We do have a little curl back there, but I just think we're too stable to get anything super fascinating from right up close. I think for this storm, it's going to be best to back off and do structure. There's also no roads, and the main structure is all to the east, so we'll probably have to go southeast along it for a little bit before we can catch it. We've fallen completely behind our outflow. Man, it was doing such a good job of hanging on. What do we even have from here? Alright, I'm turning that AC down. It's getting warm in here, chat. We're just gonna go south. Hopefully we can get a view somewhere. There's a lot of tourists and stuff up here or something, because I feel like normally when I'm looking at severe thunderstorms, nobody pulls off. And it feels like in the northern plains when they happen, everybody's pulled off. You know what I mean? Oh, is there roads west or east of Broadview? Do they go south? Alright, we're gonna go east of Broadview here. I think we're a little slow. That's fine though. This outflow is surging. It probably about does it for a tornado unless we get a freak accident. I haven't been on this road yet. Yeah, because I went through Billings and I went north. We're getting so messy. We have a day 2 tornado risk as well. For pretty much the same area as today. 2% from Nebraska to Montana. So we'll have to pick out a target. We're sleeping in Billings tonight. I already picked out the hotel. I got a good deal on it, so. But I am tired, chat. So I got in at midnight because Maddie and I chased yesterday. We got in at midnight, and then I set my alarm for 4 a.m. and that's when I got up and left. So it's been a haul, chat. It's been a haul. We drove from 4 a.m. today and we hit our target about 2. And then we had to go all the way around. But let's look at this. off, I guess. I love this road. That's so pretty. Somewhere good to get some photos. I've never been here before, so I don't have any like areas that I'm like, wow, that's really pretty, we gotta get there. So just kind of gotta play this by ear, try and find somewhere really nice. This hill is just incredible though, but there's a little thing we could pull off right here, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna get some photos with this just incredible wheat field that just never ends. Sorry. All right, guys, I'll be right back. This is tighter lens. We're good. I will be right back. Dude, I can't believe how fast we went outflow dominant, guys. We were doing good, and then it just... See. All right, see you around. Oh, all right, chat. I think we're just gonna keep going south. We're hoping, and it's a big hope, that it will regain its catch its outflow, and then move. Do I have all my cameras in here before I drive off? Yeah. I love this little area though. This little thing is nice. There's a bunch of biting flies or something out though, guys. They're destroying me. And they hurt too. They hurt too, chat. We're in San Antonio. Lovely stops and gets picked. Some chasers never stop. I started off as a photographer, so streaming was what I started doing second when I started trying to do closer range tornadoes. But I like having a couple good photos from each day. We do have this really outflow dominant storm right now. This cold air is racing away. Why is there just one wind turbine? Cool. But the cold air is racing away, so we really need a new storm to try and develop on top of this. But I'm not too sure that that's going to happen. I think we're definitely moving into that damaging wind threat. Seems like too many people are just watching Montana today. I mean, there are 20-degree spreads, 22. Moisture is better south though, regardless, but way up there. Keep going east and try to get ahead of this thing, guys. Hopefully it can catch itself. I don't think it will. I think it's putting out too much cold air. It's moving too fast. We did have a really nice supercell out of it for a little bit there, but it just couldn't hang on. Whoa, we just lost our pavement. We're heading south towards Billings. That's where we're sleeping tonight, so. Alright, that's getting annoying. Why is it making so much noise? Is annoying me. It is loud. We do have a great road network here though, guys. Far behind this shelf cloud for it to be the most photogenic thing ever, unfortunately. I really hope it'll reform. It seems like it's getting close, especially in your broad view. We might have some life left in us, chat. Might have some life left in us. I think, watching storms. Alright. Want to show you guys here. We do go into this little valley, so if you want this little grassy hill, got this little radar station thing here. I wonder what the heck this is. We'll go down a little further past it. Got to be really careful about these roads because there's no like yield signs or anything. Don't want to get, you know, just slammed. Does this road not come back south? All right. Well, we're gonna have to go back west and then go south because this is really, it looks like our last shot to do so. Was what we just passed over there. There's like pockets of interesting road networks and then pockets where there's like you're just not getting anywhere unless you're taking a highway. That's the read on southern Montana right now. I'm holding onto the mount because the sound is bothering me so much. I really wonder if this can actually support my camera or not because it's like 50-50, I think. I wish we had the more choice, we'd be having tornadoes, but instead we've got shelf clouds, and shelf clouds. I can't find a good spot that I really like, because I feel like I've got all these grass and wheat photos. I just would love to have a foreground, but all the abandoned houses get swiped up so fast, and I don't want to get the same picture at the same time as everybody else. Well, we're pretty right here at least. Dude, some kind of biting fly or something in here. It's just destroying me. Got that going on, chat. Got a truck coming though, so I can't just hold you there forever. We do have to get back west to go south though. See if I can't get this all set up here again. Nice little storm here. Nice little storm here, chat. Big bolt over there. All right, guys, I think we're gonna turn back and go south. I don't think we're hanging on. I also don't know if there's a road here that takes us. If we have a road east that we can reliably use to get south. Okay, it looks like maybe. Kind of want to try it. This road's good enough. We're gonna try it, chat. Chase this thing back to Billings, I think. I stopped in Billings earlier to decide what my target was gonna be. There was, in my mind, 3 targets. Only one of them even produced a storm, so. And we're on that one, so I guess we picked the right one. By the way, chat, sorry if I sound like I'm dying. I got like a couple hours of sleep last night after chasing all day. So I got up at like 4 a.m. Mountain Time to head up here. And I'm not used to a little sleep. Goes back to being paved. How did that happen? Wait, why are we only paved for this part? We've got just paved for the tracks, I guess. Just paved for the train tracks. like the storm is maybe almost about to catch it. Maybe almost. I love the way that these fields just roll. It's just so pretty up here, dude. It's so different from the places I normally chase, but it's so similar at the same time. The storms are almost the same, but the terrain and all these gorgeous little abandoned buildings here are mixed in with just gorgeous houses. I think we're a little late to use that one, though. I think we're a little late to use that one. I will park it, though, just in case I'm ever back up here chasing north of Billings. Yeah, this is gorgeous terrain. I just want to find like a good abandoned house, decently ahead of the storm, that we can get on here, guys. We're just going to chase this thing back to Billings. If it doesn't catch its outflow by the time we hit Billings, we'll drop it and probably call it. If it stays on its outflow and catches it like it seems to be trying to do right now, we'll go after it and stay on it as long as it takes. Sorry about that, Rand. That's my other mount for my camera, for the main one, because I don't have the camera in right now, so sorry. I know it's bothering me too, guys. This is what we're looking like. Stop and grab one quick photo, but there's so much dust. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna keep going. There's too much dust, I think. Too much dust. Hopefully it'll catch it back up to itself. That would be the perfect outcome for us. But we've got this perfect road that takes us just basically along the storm's path, and we should start to get some really nice structure here. I mean, it's only like 5 p.m. up here. What is it, 5:23 up here? Yeah, so we've got quite a bit of time. Is real time still open? Yeah. Whoa, we just had a big bolt off to the northeast. Kick up dust the whole time. I do like that this dust is blowing into the storm here, though, at least. We are balling here though, guys. We got a nice little shelf. The storm is really trying to catch up to itself here, and if it does that, we're back in business. If it does that, we are back in business. It is very close to it. It seems like it is catching it on the northern extent. Grab a couple more shots. It's mostly just the same looking shelf cloud. We're trying to get a curl right where I have you guys pointed. The boundary, this little outflow thing's moving out faster to the south than the north, and it's going to cause a natural little kink right there. Got a natural little kink coming through, but I want to sit back just a tad because I don't think tornado is really what we're looking for with this type of structure. Like, we had a Kansas storm earlier this year that did this exact same thing, where it like went outflow and then started riding the outflow and produced a weak tornado, but like we couldn't catch it. This one's not moving quite that fast though, but the tornado was not photogenic by any means, which just fell. Got this little guy trying to hang on. Drop that enhanced risk. I know it's got to be annoying you too. I bet it comes through 10 times louder on there than it does for me in person. In fact, that's how those annoying sounds always are. They're like amplified through the phone. Just tough with how bumpy this road is. Mission number 1 for this storm. weather, guys. Sorry, I know I've not checked chat forever, but we've got gorgeous terrain up here. So, of course, I was just a tad late to make it here. Seems like it caught the boundary again. Let's see what else it'll do. Just want to get down here first. Sorry, I know this road it's gravel, so it's going to hold up well in the rain, but it's very large gravel, so my car is bouncing quite a bit. All right, almost through, guys. There's like a little plateau there where there's just farmland. Kind of interesting. You'd expect I feel like I'd expect the farmland to be lower in the valley, but a lot of time it's not. I'm trying to get out in front. Oh, here's the outflow already. It's close to catching it. It really hasn't actually. It's like right on the edge. We're getting that outflow right here though. Feels like a north of the Black Hills chase, honestly, in terms of vibes. That's what Montana feels like. At least this part of Montana. Montana's pretty diverse, so. night's sleep tonight. Chat, let's flip. Looking a little interesting here, guys. We've got a little curl there, but I think we're just cold. Yeah, that seems more like a... get on top of this hill. There's everybody else. Oh, I'm getting tired, chat. Supercell is trying to hang on here. Wish we could get further east. It's just really tough to maintain a super far position when you have no roads. This place is like super different because there's so many different little eddies of terrain everywhere, like different little nooks and crannies compared to like Colorado where the big ones are pretty well known. This one has quite a few just ones out there randomly. Let's see. What is our storm doing? All right, it's losing the boundary for sure. About to get smashed by outflow. There is that another storm by Columbus though. Oh, just got passed by a boundary. Some kind of boundary just coming through. Well, the only direction we can go from here is south, unfortunately. Seems like we're not going to get a tornado today. There was something reported way up north, near closer to the Canadian border. We were not going to have time to make it up there. Yeah, looking kind of mid, chat. It's like just removed behind the boundary, so I I just don't think it's working out. All these other targets are going up really late. All right, well, that's the outflow. I think we're gonna go ahead and go south, guys. Chat, I am tired, chat. All right, well, I think we're gonna go dive south here. Going full-blown outflow. Go here south. The road really doesn't take us east to keep up. Even then, it's falling behind again. Yeah, you can see that this is super disconnected here. Just this big time outflow. It really does feel like. Well, I think day number one for our first Montana tornado was a failure. We're gonna go down towards Billings now. That's the outflow. Dust getting kicked out too. We do have like a little supercell like trying to stay going here, but it's just not working out well. I think those other storms to the southwest formed and really accelerated this freaking boundary. south here and hope we can find something. Shelf's pretty much over Billings right now. Gusnado right there. Yep. There it goes. I was on this road earlier today. Chat. Almost went off the road there. Well, not really, but we are going full-blown outflow, chat. I like how they treat it like the Olympics or something. Got this guy turning up here. All right, I think we're gonna, what we might try and do is get to that storm south, but that boundary has moved away. So I think we're pretty well done as far as tornadoes and chaseable type storms here. So we'll probably get down here to Billings and then call it a night, and then I will have to see you guys tomorrow. But sorry if I was a little low energy today. I didn't get any sleep really last night, so we'll get a full night's rest tonight and then come back out tomorrow and see if we can't try again for a tornado. up near Gillette, Wyoming. I wonder if we can even make that. 23Z, probably not. It's like 3 hours, I think. I really think that's going to be a nice storm. A little worried about missing. How far away is Gillette? Can we even make it down there? Yeah, we'd make it down there 9 p.m. local time. Gillette, Wyoming sunset. It's got to be 8:47. Just missed sunset. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and have to call it here, guys. Honestly, if we would have dropped south right when this storm went outflow dominant, we would have made it. Through on the north side of Billings right now. We're gonna sleep for tonight, chat. I need a good night's sleep. Freaking another slight risk tomorrow, another 2% tornado from Montana, pretty close to where we were today. Out southeast towards Lame Deer, Sheridan, Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming. If Wyoming produces a tornado, I'm going to be a little sad, chat. It's just a little too far. Little lone isolated cell going up there, north of Gillette. If it was a little further north, you could probably get like a Devil's Tower supercell, but I don't think that's going to happen. New Jersey. This is a chaser, I think. Maybe not. But I think it's a chaser. It's a W on the back. What do I do for dinner, guys? I'm good to go. All right, Elite Dental. Montana Lil's Casino. I don't want to fill up. I'll fill up with gas tomorrow morning. I have decided, chat. Rocky Mountain Air and Lubrication Inc. Yeah, if Wyoming produces, I'm going to be a little annoyed. There's no way we can make it there, though. Just feels like it's not really that far, but then it is. McDonald's up here. That's where we'll pull in and probably have to call it, guys. I don't think we're not gonna hit anything else. Those storms are falling behind this little cold front type thing. That's what it's behaving like. I think it's just outflow, but it's really uniform, except for where that storm that we were on is really messing with it. Probably not gonna eat at McDonald's, but all right, we'll pull in here, chat. Call this a day. Whoa, I almost overshot that. Thought I had a bit longer. All right, we're gonna actually pull into the Walgreens and call it a day. All right. Sorry, chat. Paul repair racing and engines. 1 second. Let me get everything pulled up here. Sorry, I know it was not the most high energy day by me, but we made it up here, so now in position for day after day of high plains and northern plains chasing. Let's see here. Let us see here, chat. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and call it here. We need to get some...
I'm exhausted. I've been up since 4 a.m., but I set my alarm for 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., so I've been up quite a bit. But, we didn't get much sleep because we couldn't go to bed early because we had to drive back home to drop Maddie off last night. So, I have a complete disaster today. I look exhausted. I'm going to get some sleep tonight, get some dinner, and then get some good rest here in Billings, Montana. And I'll see you guys for basically, repeat storm up here for at least the next 2 days for sure, but probably be out for the next 4 or 5 days. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.